We're alive. As our world spins seemingly out of control, we are all experiencing time speeding up, chaos shifting to a new level, and a yearning to know the greater mysteries of the universe. What does it all mean? Visionary spiritual teachers and best-selling authors Sri Ram Kaur and Kira Ra explore these mysteries, offer live soul readings, and invite you to open up your mind, body, and spirit to the paradigms that are shifting. Bringing you fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom, here are Sri and Kira.
Namaste and welcome, beloved ones, to the voice of passionate action. I am wisdom teacher Sri Ram Kaur.
And I am Master Lady Kira Ra, beaming love and heart and awakened presence from right here at Tosa Blue Mountain, Ecuador. Welcome to your Sunday service. Welcome to this extraordinary up-level week. Even as I'm sharing that, even as I'm connecting with all of you, I feel all of you. I think that's why I'm wearing this so tight to my truth chakra, right? Our throat chakra today. We are being illuminated. Your truth is radiant. It's as beautiful as our beautiful cactus are all starting to bloom,
check out
right?
This photo.
Is that great? Is that so awesome? We were up there yesterday in the Crystalline Temple and Sri shot this. Is that fabulous? And so these are pitahaya fruit and they're blooming right now. Very exciting. So Sri, it is such a big day. So much to share about the week ahead, what's happening, the soul sourcing moment. Guys, this is a big, big, big week. The up level is this week. It is the 17th. Let's know where we're connecting. Where are we finding amazing community? Because I know there's a lot of it because we're feeling you.
I was just peeking over here
yeah.
on the laptop, and I want to tell you that things are happening. We have got broadcasts going to Oneness Talk Radio's homepage. There you get the video. We've got broadcasts going to YouTube, Official Sri and Kira, where there's a lot of folks hanging out. And BBS Radio, the stalwart of alternative talk radio, has got our video stream and the audio stream going out to you. Facebook.
Right. And then all the affiliates, right?
So if you didn't find us live,
find us somewhere.
Then tune in for next week, because every Sunday, this is our commitment to you, to offer a voice of passionate action, a soul connection, and an opportunity to access the portal of positivity that is your inner truth.
Wow. I felt that. Yeah, right? That's why we get together every week, because no matter what the universe is throwing at you, together we are better.
Yes.
And, yesterday, just got to jump in, guys. So yesterday, we're giving you a sneak preview.
Yeah.
Sri and I the word is compelled. We were compelled to go up to the top of the mountain. Even though we have guests here at Tosa Blue Mountain right now, it was like, no, we need to walk up there. And wow, right?
Fabulous. And so just segue setup time. As we have been sharing the last few weeks on this program, we've discovered ancient oh my goodness, I don't know what the right word is. An ancient city covered with vines and growth.
Literally Indiana Jones. I kid you
what
not.
The local indigenous had lovingly referred to as the Lost City. And
the stories as children that they were told about this place.
And this is so old that the carvings and the stones have faded away, and you really have to tune in. You'll see. We'll share some with you. But what's fabulous is the energy. As we uncovered what was dormant, it has become active. And what is activated is an energy from the Garden of Eden. This is an energy before all of the developmental times, before all of the warring times, before all of the nonsense created by an ego-based society. And that the power that's up there is so profound.
Pristine.
Pristine, yes. So what happened? Kira said we were compelled. Well, we were enjoying a lovely Saturday, sunny afternoon.
It was gorgeous. Oh my gosh, the weather's been amazing.
And we looked at each other and said, we're supposed to be up there.
Right. And and I want to share that every time we go up, it's really fascinating because every time we go up, it seems like it takes less time to get there. Like now it feels like it's more like just a couple big steps and we're there. It doesn't feel like a hike anymore. And every time we go up really with no agenda, no intention, just we need to be up there and we let it unfold. And every time it's getting deeper. And you couldn't plan this. It's beyond our mind, and it's really helping us to stay beyond our mind. And this is why we're sharing all of this with you first, because this week we're going to be talking right now about that darker light game on, and why this week, if you are able to stay beyond your mind and really hold this multidimensional presence through the up level on Thursday. It means you got to really hold it for a week. If you can commit to a week, be with us next Sunday, because together we are all going to celebrate that we made that commitment, because it's the 7 times the 12, right? Remember, everything's compressing right now. So when we were up there yesterday, I sure felt 12 days. I felt like 12 million years of experience. I really did.
There's a lot to share, not only about but about this time.
Right.
The overlay of the time that we're in, together with the discovery of this crystalline city, is quite profound. And what I want to offer to you by way of sharing is that when we touch a sacred site, let alone something that our deeper DNA has been craving reunion with. Now, you didn't know you were craving it. You didn't know you were missing it, because we've grown accustomed to the status quo. And this is an important thing to take home. Whether you're living an ego-based life or a soul-driven life, you easily become accustomed to the status quo. And so whatever the energetics at play are, whatever your normal experience is, and then when we touch something a little outside of the normal, we get a little excited. Hey, this is outside the normal. Well, this is beyond that little excited. When Kira and I touched the energy of this lost city, what happened was an activation, and this is why I referred to spiritual DNA, an activation of a state of being that predates the history books of this planet, that predates the archaeological known universe, and that this energy, while the artifacts are visible, and you're going to get to see some more today, the energy activates something so deep and so profound inside that, to me, it's like, this is why I came to Earth. Yeah. This is why I took birth here, is to bring that in as my, call it the final puzzle piece for the journey home.
Now, breathe in what he just said. Take a minute, and the final puzzle piece for the journey home. Our first book was Sacred Union, The Journey Home. How do you take the journey home? Through your soul sourcing. And this is what yesterday was all about for Shri. You are experiencing through Shri, through this beautiful, this was the first gift that came in yesterday was, and don't we love, look, it's a 6, but it's showing up as 3 sets of Sacred Union. Do you see that? And if you didn't see that the first time, you see that? It's the 2, the 2, and the 2. And it's like you have the wise elders, like this felt like the king and queen energy to me. And this feels very much like the prince and the princess. And this feels very much like that beautiful god, goddess, like that emerging energy. And over here, I'm feeling all of the protection and the warriors and the ancient ones and the healers. And then you see this beautiful, it's like this grandmother who's standing here. And you see how this looks like it's pointing the way? You feel that? You feel it pointing the way? This literally was pointing the way yesterday. And it was the first thing, and as I'm sharing this with you right now, I think you should know, I am only hearing high-pitched tone.
Yeah.
So I need to stop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I think I'm back to where I was yesterday. I am only hearing high-pitched tone. I'm not even aware of where I really am right now.
Well, come here and take a breath.
I know about this from yesterday. So this has been happening a lot in real time, and I think they're wanting it to happen in real time. Today, if this tells you anything about the energy of this week, the up level before us all, and what this is pointing the way to. Yeah. Wow.
Kira used the phrase soul sourcing just a moment ago.
That's what's happening.
And we've coined this term to communicate an essential ingredient on the journey of your self-ascension, an essential ingredient for your consciousness to be in full appreciation of the legacy of you. When we live our lives, we seem to get enchanted so much by the mysticisms, the stories, the metaphors, and the energies that are carried through the symbols and through some of the stories. They invite us to lift out of our hypnosis. And when we discover what we will be sharing with you starting tomorrow night, soul sourcing, you will have the opportunity to feel and touch something so much deeper, to give permission to something so much more wise than you have before. How are you doing?
You know, I'm consciously trying to stay here. I feel like I'm stuck because I'm really wanting to be here. And yet, as I'm connecting with this energy, and we're going to roll a film for you because we did record a lot from yesterday, but I feel very much like I'm between all three places right now. And I believe it's because of the soul sourcing energy that's needed for this week. So this is a great time to talk about the September energy. Would you put up the September calendar for me, Shri? It is right there. Yeah, September calendar. Perfect. So this is a really good time to be talking about this. And if you look at this week, look where we are, guys. Look at today. Number one, it is the 13th, the perfect balance. The 1 plus the 3 is the 4 in the wholeness of the 13. And you see where we are? We're at the very beginning of the spiral. We're just at the very beginning, and we're moving in really fast to the illuminated new moon up level, which is actually going to have its peak inspiration begin as you go into the evening of the 16th. So starting on the evening of the 16th this week, meaning starting right now, you see where you are on the 13th? You're in the vast expanse of the universe holding you and saying, keep your eye right here. Gaze into me. Gaze back into that divine. Stay up here in the 5th dimension. Because what's going to happen on the illuminated new moon this week in 4 days, today is the 13th, the 1 plus the 3 is the 4. It begins today. It's what you're feeling. It's why I'm having a really hard time staying present on the planet. And so the gift is that the next 4 days are to build your dream, to say yes to you, and to hold that higher dimensional container, to take your dream to where you've never taken it before, to birth it, to do what you need to do, to send out this visible signal of it birthing, not just thinking about it, the visible signal of it birthing. And as you send that out, then diving into that illuminated moon on the 17th, it is the up-level event of September, and it bursts you. Do you see that? It bursts coming right out of that date. That is that blue ray, that stunning blue ray, that 7th ray ignition and beyond, meeting that violet winged angelic presence of the 5th dimension, illuminating that piece of the portal. And if you gaze, if you look, bring your eyes right down to the 25th, even look at the number 25, and then follow that inner ray to the 17. Do you see it? Do you see then the ray within the ray? Look from the top of the 7 as it radiates down more into this week, the 18th. Look at the 19th when your wings start fluttering again. And then you look at the 20th where we're going to be all the way out again. And the next time we do that will be on the 27th, where we get to, this is a respiration, where we get to breathe it all in. We're flexing our wings. We're lifting them up. We breathe them all again on the 20th. And next week, we all take flight. And I want you to breathe that in because it is a respiration. It is an opening. It is a visceral, tangible, up-level moment of the source of the soul. And to dive into the source of the soul had to be these 2 weeks in September. And this is why Shri and I, back in August, started talking about soul sourcing. And if you are not already registered to be with us tomorrow night, why not get there, please?
It's a wonderful opportunity for you to move beyond the BS.
Right. I mean,
I
really
wanna-
beyond
I
it,
wanna
guys.
speak
So
to
you've got to
this.
be ready for that.
I want to speak to
Be
this.
part of this. Look at this family. Where are you in your family, right? Where are you?
You know, there's a lot of people who are enchanted by being spiritual dilettantes, which means
Forgive me, that's really cute.
dancing with this particular
That's funny, isn't it?
moment and that particular fad and this teacher, that teacher. And I respect the need to explore.
We all
Absolutely.
do, and it's an important step.
I'm not saying don't do it. What I am suggesting is the journey gets rich when you make your commitment to your soul, not the concept that others are repeating that they've heard elsewhere.
Exactly.
Your soul knows the way. You have within you the Akashic records. You have within you all energy healing. You have within you everything that your soul has touched in this cosmos. And yet it seems so far away because of the hypnotic effect of the way our consciousness is aligned with a planet of density and a story that began with your birth and is at current time. There's nothing wrong with any of this. This is why you took birth, to have this fun.
Exactly.
And self-realization, ascension consciousness, the path of awakening. Insert the phrase that speaks deeply to you. The goal of self-ascension is to become that which you truly are, beyond the surface presentation, that which is eternal, unchanging, and forever connected to the divine source. That's for me.
And that is for you and for me and for you, because that is the yoga of self-ascension. And as Archangel Zadkiel so beautifully shared with Sri and I when we were first invited to be able to have the honor of the ones dancing in this moment to carry this lineage, that the gift of the yoga of self-ascension is that through that remembrance, your body of form does remain with you through this experience. And this experience becomes the conscious awareness of the ascended presence instead of the awareness trying to find it.
Yeah.
And that is the shift in consciousness that our entire planet is soul sourcing right now. We are at the soul source of humanity. And in order to expand through this moment, in order to dive into these next 4 days leading up to this up-level event that is massive, in order to collectively expand, we are being individed. And that's the word they want me to give you, individed. Now hear that. It's like we're being cut up. Instead of being invited, we're being individed. And that is a profound experience to call forward. The experience of actually being consciously aware of the game so that your consciousness can hold the game. Or you can be really aware of the game and all of its components and all of its conspiracies and all of the things that are designed to keep you afraid. And you can be very good at that. And that's going to be a very different experience of the same energy. Because all energy is neutral, and that's where we need to begin.
Yeah. All energy is conditioned by consciousness, and the level of consciousness that does the conditioning is reflected back in the shared experience of your life, your interactions. So let me say that more slowly. The mass consciousness is a co-created experience that reflects the levels of consciousness of those who have identified with it, who are participating with it.
Yes.
And therefore, the storms and wars, all that's going on is a reflection of the level of consciousness of the co-creators who are participating. Now, once we begin to see that, our levels of consciousness begin lifting. And as you lift, as you move to a more refined level, the context for the experience begins to shift. It's kind of like the difference between sitting in the back seat of the car as a kid and looking down at the road going by, or lifting your gaze and looking at the billboards and the houses going by, or lifting your gaze and looking at the mountains in the distance. The greater that we commit to our upliftment, the bigger context we have for understanding that which is occurring. We become aware of the awareness. We become conscious that we are a self-aware being having an experience. Through the consciousness of a self-aware being having an experience, guess what gets activated? Mastery.
Breathe that in. Because through that mastery, I want to remind you about that framework of support, because you're going to want to really pay attention to that this week. Remember, we are on a 7-day challenge amongst ourselves to say, for this week, I am igniting this. I am the framework of support. Hear that again. I am the framework of support. Let me share that one more time. I am the framework of support. And so how does that come in? How do you become the 0 point in the center of the torus, the creation of the energy that is meeting itself? Through steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust. Now, in this moment, right now, this time compression that we are living, remember that September is the only month in this entire year where we are going to have this experience, and this experience is actually helping us. It's kind of like the warm-up for 2021, saying, look, guys, get ready. 2021 is coming, so we're going to help you work out a little bit, but then we're going to give you a couple months to rest. So September is going to be that 1 full year's experience in 1 month. It comes to about 12 days per day, is what your ego, your body, your mind, your spirit, it's what every aspect of the you is experiencing right now. So what does that mean? And I'm even losing my breath talking about it because I can feel so many of you. Let's stop and take a breath. A lot of you going, yeah, I get it. I've already been living this. Yes, you have. So here's the key: flowing with it, celebrating it. What we are doing is we are going from September 2020 right now. We are literally, whether you know it or not, pulling in. We are literally out in September 2021 right now, looking at levels of mastery that would have taken us a year to achieve, looking at everything in your life, rapid success, what seems like overnight things happening, only because we are folding that time period, that year in. Now, here's the good, the bad, and the ugly with that. We consciously know it's happening. That's the good thing. So we can come at this from a level of consciousness that as this compresses in, we are in a mode of thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, it's that moment, we were joking about this last week on the show. It's that moment where you really do know now, right? It's like, wow, if I would have known then what I know now. Well, now you do. You've got the then now happening together. That is a massive moment of awakening. And again, I want to show you, we talked about, I showed early on this year why this was going to happen. The reason this is happening in September, and the reason it is the only month this year, is because we have gone through that January to August. See that rose little, that was like the ribbon that held those months together, because otherwise they would have just been all over the place. So it allowed an energy to build. It allowed a time for acclimation. It allowed us to be able to get kind of used to what was happening this year, because it's the first year ever that has this sequence. And remember, because of that beautiful dragonfly, you see that in the middle, and in the heart of the dragonfly is the top of the pyramid, which is flying us into 2021. So what we see is that through that energy, it ignited profound shift, visionary transformation through timeline adaptation, and the greatest awakening to self-ascension that has ever been. And what's happened is that in August, if you look at the top right there, in August, which was a profound shift month, it was the first time we had to stay outside the boundaries of density, jump into that spiral of our own awakening to arrive into September as the anchor. January and February, I've been hanging out there going, hey guys, I've been trying to hold this tower up, and it's a lot of shift. Glad you're here. And so now September has arrived as that tripod, as the Trinity. And so it's all about the balance in the year of balance, but it's also about the birth. This is the first illuminated pillar from this year that is going to sustain us in through 2021. And we are being loved so much that we have been granted this month to pull forward a year ahead of time into this month in real time. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your emotions feel. Notice what you're feeling. Notice what you're noticing. Then celebrate your inspiration. You'll notice that you're stepping into things that maybe didn't used to make you smile so much, and you're anticipating them instead of dreading them, because you're seeing everything through the eyes of the awakened one having the experience instead of the one in density who is encapsulated by it. That's all what's happening right now. That's a big energy, and it's why the ego is going to do everything in its power to pull you out of it. And these 4 days are big, and they're going to build. And so you have the power to command how amazing they are. You want a miracle manifested right now. Right now. This is the moment. This week. Let it happen. Look, these two beauties on my shoulder. Feels like Chelita, right? There we are. See, I've got those two. Yeah, there's my little baby Chelita and I. So there you go, right? Are those the cutest? Love it, love it, love it. Couldn't resist that, guys. Sorry. But these ones are too. Look, then we have the rest of the fam hanging out.
The little ones there.
The little babes. Yeah.
So, beloved ones, we have been giving you a lot of
because
information.
It's a big week.
I want you to just take a moment right now, play along, hand on heart, and a couple of deep clearing breaths. Come on, join us. And on the next breath, stretch the body even wider. Take in more. And now just relax and notice. How do you feel? What are you noticing? What are you aware of in this moment? There is a frequency that is available right now. And that frequency offers you the support to let go of the habit of being in pain or believing in lack. The habit of feeling that you're not good enough. The habit of always having the polarity chaos running in your life. There is a frequency available to you right now that is beyond those polarities.
Yeah.
Breathe in and trust.
Wow. Shri, I am, number one, Shri's smile. Is that the most beautiful smile you've ever seen? I heard, show them the ascended numerology. You were just modeling. So guys, pay attention. Let's look at this, because the ascended numerology for September is wild. And remember that right now we are in the up level. You see that? This is that 9 coming back in from the 10. So this is just appearing this week. So what does that mean? Well, let's not forget that September 2020 is the 10 plus the double infinite. So it has been literally ricocheting in and out, in and out, in and out, because it has had nothing. It's been like a beautiful balloon so filled with helium that you're jumping up going, hey, right? Get down here, but help me do more in form. Help me have more fun. Help me know more. Help me see more. And so that's this week. How exciting is that? You see right there in the square, up level date, September 17, 2020 is the 9. And you see that it's the first time this 10 gets to go, wow, you mean I get to enjoy the ride? You made it. It's really that moment of September saying, look, no matter how hard it's been, no matter what you've been doing, no matter how long it's taken, this is a moment where you get to go, hey, if you want to pay attention, if you really want to know, then you're going to get to have it all. And here's what's so amazing, guys, because 5 days later on the 23rd, we go into the Mercury retrograde pre-phase, which is that 8 comes in again. And it goes from the 9. We'll be going from the 9 to this 8 that's going to take us back up into the infinite, which is going to secure this beautiful loop of infinite support. You're going to be able to go from the 8 into the infinite to the 10, 9, 8 to the infinite, 10, 9, 8, pulsing in mastery at a rate that is so profound you have not ever experienced it before. Or it's going to take you that much further. And Shri, you want to talk about this on the physical body? If you guys look to the right there, remember we're coming in at the high heart. This is all about the high heart.
Well, and that and affecting your stability of beingness. Let me turn this off and we'll chat a little bit further about that. So take a look at the chart before the human form there, and you see the green, the 4 energy that was there, and you see the manifest energy coming into the high heart, and that this high heart is about your global family. This is about not being separated. Right? So consider for a moment.
This is why we have this family. Go. I want them to be here.
Consider for a moment that everything that's been going on in the world of density has been separating and isolating people. That is kind of like the last-ditch effort of an egoic, colluded reality to say we need our participants to be separated from their soul families, to be in their own sense of lack.
Unable to source your own soul.
Unable to source your soul, unable to source your physical and emotional needs, etc. From an ascended perspective, you go, oh, this is an interesting game that's playing out. And the game is on. This is about September. It's
game
dark
on.
light.
Game on.
And so it's reaching a crescendo moment right now. And so what's happening in the physical body as we think about high heart actually can affect your breath as well as your capacity to trust the universe.
Breathe that in.
Right here.
Yeah, right?
The ability to feel safe in the physical, peaceful in the emotional, and trusting. To be safe, peaceful, and trusting activates our ascended compassion, activates our ability to, there I see you and me, I see me and you, activates the soul energy, the soul consciousness.
And I want to put it up again because it activates your framework of support. Just remember, this is what it activates. It activates your framework of support. It keeps you in the center of the torus field. You become the 0 point energy.
And it's because right now what the world is leaning more toward this virtual way of being together. It's so important that we stay committed to being with our community. And you don't know the names of all your community members. You know them by what your soul guides you, the feeling. And this leads us back to what we're doing tomorrow night, soul sourcing.
Well, we're doing it now, but if you really want to do it, be there to learn more about it.
To be able to really get an immersion and understanding. We, as energy beings, need to be consciously connected to others that are holding that frequency. This is part of your sanity.
You know, years ago, they used to say, if you want to see auras, hang around people who see auras. And so one of the gifts that Shri and I always used to enjoy and still do enjoy is when we would have our Avesa workshops and journeys, people would start seeing auras who have never seen auras. And it was always so fun and to have that experience. Well, that's the moment we're in right now with multidimensional presence. Right? If you want to honestly anchor your multidimensional presence, that's why you're here. You're here because you're either having experiences that you're not sure you understand. You're here because you're pretty darn sure you know who you are and you're glad to know there's other people who know who they are too, right? You're here for whatever reason you are here for. But the key is you are here. And once you say yes in a way that lets go